For this Friday, the 23rd of September, join the conversation 0586861003 or it's 800-81003. We've been speaking a lot, Neil, about the rise in interest rates in America. The Fed Reserve are raising rates. And given that the strength of the US dollar it helps the UAE Dirham given it's pegged at the same level. I'm hearing from so many people, now is the best time to start sending money home because the Dirham is strengthening against most currencies around the world.
That is so true. In fact, we just got news right now, Kitch, that the Indian rupee has gone down to 22.06 against the UAE Dirham. 22 rupees, I remember when I arrived here in the UAE, it was 11.5 rupees to a dirham.
11.5?
11.5 rupees to a dirham, and this is 2011 odd, and it's gone to 22, doubled. So technically, if I were to send every penny that I earn here back home, in 10 years, my salary, even if it was the same, would have doubled, considering the foreign exchange has, gone really bad for India.
Yeah, but for many people that are looking to send money back, you only have to look. And if we were to wind the clock back 12 months ago, that rupee, 20.1, and now you're getting 22.08. It's nearly an extra 10% of your money when you send back home.
That's right. So, I mean, you see, I've got a raise of 10% without even working double as hard as you do, Kitch.
Well, thank you, mate. To get more details, more details on this, we're joined by friend of the show. He's come in a few times in regards to speak about what's happening in finances, and he's going to be joined on the line right now.
That's right. Sandeep Jadwani, the Head of Investment Advisory, Habib Investment Ltd, joins in. Sandeep, how are you doing today?
Very good, guys. Very good. I hope you guys are enjoying yourself at the studio as well.
Look, we are. We're just looking through our bank account trying to send as much money home as we can, given the strength. So is this really as a result of the UAE being pegged to the greenback and the greenback is holding strong against many currencies?
So it is one of the reasons is that, and why it is holding strong is because of the interest rate hikes that have happened on the US dollar and subsequently on the UAE dirham as well. And based on these, whenever a strong global currency increases their interest rate, the non-dollar currencies will actually weaken, even though they would increase the interest rates, but they wouldn't be able to match the strength.
Oh.
And what has also happened, in the non-US dollar currencies, which could also mean the euro and the GBP and Indian rupee, the rates have, these currencies have substantially weakened, which means good for expatriates over here.
Well, I mean, so this has got nothing to do with India's currency weakening, the rupee weakening because of whatever economic policies India comes up with regularly, but because of what the US Fed Reserves have done. We shouldn't be blaming India's economic policies as of now.
Not at all. In fact, global policies are doing everything they can to ensure they are competitive on the global front, but it's the currency that plays a major role over here and their subsequent interest rates. Because financial ministers across the world would want to ensure that they have a fine balance between growth and inflation. And they can't keep increasing the interest rate to control inflation and give away with the growth prospects of the country.
Can we still see that the Indian rupee is going to drop against the dirham? Is that going to be the growing trend?
It will be. If you'll see what has happened since starting of the year, where Indian rupee was trading at about 20 rupees to the dirham, today it is at 22, which is almost a 10% depreciation. And this amount, the 20 rupees to the dirham has been stable even in March 2020 at the peak of the pandemics. So even that didn't weaken it. What has happened is because of the increment in the interest rates of the US dollar or the US by the Feds, that is factoring in the rupee weakness.
All right.
Okay, and the trend will continue for some time because we already have an indication from the Federal Reserve on the US that they're going to further increase the interest rates and do everything in their control, give up the growth just to control inflation.
Right. I mean, very recently they pegged it up by 75 basis point. We're looking at it going up further.
We are looking at interest rates moving another 75 basis points by end of the year and another 50 basis points by Q1 2023. So we are talking about 1.25% more, where the Feds have actually said that they would stop it at about 4.5 to 4.75% before they start looking at plateauing it or reducing it even.
Mm-hmm. So, from that perspective, what should one do as someone who's an expat? Should we be looking at sending some money home, or should we be just parking the money in the accounts or diversify in investments?
So parking money in the accounts is never the right thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
But what can happen over here that in individuals who have their installments being paid or loans being paid in their home currency, this could be a good time to do it, because usually what happens is central banks across the world will step in and intervene in the FX markets to stabilize the speed of the fall of their currency, which India will do as well at some point in time, but they may not enter as immediately as they see the impact like today. So I think in the next 2 days should be good time for people to send out some money so that they have a buffer of 3 to 3 months until November, basically. So most of the future rate hikes are already priced into the non-US dollar currencies today itself. So their future future pricing is priced in today. So this would be a good time to send out money, buy your home country currencies, and sell the dollars.
I think if you listen carefully, Sandeep, I think you can tell that's the sound of Neil hurriedly sending money back home as we speak. Sandeep Jadwani, the Head of Investment Advisory from Habib Investment Ltd. Thank you very much again for joining us on Talk 100.3.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Enjoy your weekend. So you heard it there. There's a 10% increase on your money for doing nothing if you're sending back now compared to 12 months ago. So if there's an opportunity to send back, do it this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, just makes sense because, this is a good time. And why not when you're getting a rupee more for every dirham? So if you're sending in 1,000 dirhams back home, you're technically getting 1,000 rupees over and above what you would get otherwise. I mean, that's a good addition invariably. So I think if you have saved something, if you were waiting for the right time, I think this is a good time.
TSP Talk Sport Business here on Talk 100.